So it's coming towards the end of summer. We've got a bit of a heat wave going on here in the UK at the moment by seeing some warm air being pulled up by the slipstream from down south. But it is going to go cold fairly soon, so I need to start preparing for that. And I'm going to start working on getting my pepper plants into my house to make sure that they don't get hit by any frost and the fruit that they're growing continues, and hopefully I'll get to enjoy them.
Peppers require a long season to go from seed through to fruiting, and here in the UK we tend to treat them like annual plants, but you can treat them like perennials and cut them back each year and let them grow on. I'm going to give it a go this year and see what happens.
So I managed to get my peppers into the house last night. It didn't get down to below freezing, but it's done now, so they're protected. Today I'm out in the garden and making sure that I'm going through all of my remaining crops. So I have some red cabbage, some white cabbage and some sprouts ready to go for Christmas, and I'm just going over them and checking for existing pests. I've had quite a lot of pest damage this year, so I'm going to go through, clear some of it up and see how things go. So this year I've tried my best to avoid any form of pesticide, so trying to keep it as natural as possible. The problem you got with that though is that you'll find that you'll get a lot of pests, and it's quite a manual process to get rid of them. So all I'm doing is going through, just checking underneath all of the leaves, looking for any caterpillars or slugs, and once I find them I'll throw them away, far enough away that they don't come back here. The other thing we're trying out this year is sheep's wool. Sheep's wool has lots of little barbs on them, so hopefully that means it will stop them from crossing over the sheep's wool to my, I think this is Chinese kale that I've got down here. Another way to try and protect your plants from pests is to make sure that they're free of debris around where they're growing. Unfortunately, that's something I've absolutely failed with this year, mainly because I ended up putting some mesh over the top and it's just a pain in the arse to take off and clean up, but I probably really should have done. But this year's been particularly busy for garden reasons, but also for general life stuff. So what I'm going to do now is do a really quick tidy up. That way, hopefully these plants will be a little bit more protected for the rest of the year. These are cold weather plants, cold weather crops, so yeah, I'm hoping that these will do well and feed me into the winter.
I've just nipped down to B&Q to get some stuff for a bit of renovation work we're doing in the house, and for those not from the UK, B&Q is a bit like Home Depot where you can get lots and lots of DIY stuff. But I've now come into the greenhouse because it's raining outside, and I just thought I'd quickly show you around and you can see how things are going here. And starting off, you can see behind me I've got lots and lots of tomato plants. They're done really well. This is a heritage variety of tomato plant that it's the first time I've grown this year, and it's done really well. It's really meaty, very, very little water in it, and they make really big tomatoes, which have been absolutely great. We've been using a lot of the tomatoes for making things like ketchup and ragu for pasta sauces. And so far, I think I've had around about 8 kilograms from all of the different tomato plants in the garden. So I'm really, really pleased of how that's gone this year. And there's more still coming. As you can see, I've allowed it to grow up at the moment, but I'm now just cutting off the tops and the tips of them. That's where it would normally be continue to grow on, but I just want now all of the energy to be getting into the fruit so that I can harvest it before the weather gets too bad. The other fruit I'm growing here in the greenhouse is peppers. I've got some that I've been having outside, which I've moved into the house now that the temperature's starting to drop. But I've got a few plants still in here which are starting to grow some peppers on, which is really, really good. One of the other things I'm doing in here in the greenhouse is starting to dry off my sunflowers. Now, sunflowers have done absolutely amazing this year. I don't know why, whether it's been the damp weather, but I've had huge amounts of sunflowers come through. So I'm now starting to take the ones that have finished flowering, and I'm now drying them here behind me, and hopefully that means I'll have a load of sunflower seeds this year. The last thing I'm doing here in the greenhouse is growing some seedlings, and these are for sort of cold weather crops. So I've got some pak choi, I've got some lettuce here as well, and at the moment they're a little bit small to be going out, but I'll probably get them out over the next few days into the garden. So hopefully, again, first time I've been doing pak choi, I'll have a nice amount of food for this winter and moving into the darker months. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, because I plan a number of different videos over the winter months where I'm hopefully taking you through some of the things you can either grow or do during winter, getting ready for spring next year. So if you like this, as I said, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.